Most of the land in South Africa is still owned by the white minority, and the bill allows for land seizures by the state without compensation. The government insists it will only happen if it is just and equitable and in the public interest to do so. An expropriation rarely happens. But Trump isn't convinced.
Terrible things are happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible things, horrible things. So that's under investigation right now. We'll make a determination. And until such time as we find out what South Africa is doing, they're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that.
In a response on the social media platform X, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa says he looks forward to engaging with the Trump administration over the land reform policy and issues of bilateral interest. In 2018, Trump ordered investigations into what he said was the, quote, South Africa land and farm seizures and expropriations and the large-scale killing of farmers, even though Trump has not shown any evidence to substantiate his claims. Like many countries, Pretoria is still reeling from the decision to suspend the U.S. foreign aid that could largely affect the president's emergency plan for AIDS relief, that's PEPFAR, that received approximately $120 billion since its launch in 2003. PEPFAR reports that its mission to end the HIV/AIDS pandemic as a public health threat by 2030 has saved more than 25 million lives.
NGOs that are funded by PEPFAR cannot operate without this funding. So the first question that needs to be asked, and that many people in the sector who are involved in HIV work in one way or the other are asking themselves what's going to happen.
The South African president says it only receives PEPFAR funding from the US, which constitutes nearly 20% of its HIV program. But there are African leaders who feel this is an opportunity to move from excessive dependence on foreign aid.
Why are you crying? It's not your government, it's not your country. He has no reason to give you anything. This is a wake-up call for you to say, okay, what are we going to do to help ourselves?
While the US says programs offering life-saving assistance would be exempted from the aid freeze, there are those who worry about the impact this will have as they re-strategize. Kuria Kanja, TRT World.